welcome back to the channel. And we're on the beach. Well, you can see that from the backdrop behind me. Back down here at Scottstown, and I'm here with my mate Gordon. Gordon's watching my rod for me at the minute. We've just cast out, and I think there was a little bit of a nod on the line. I've got the usual setup, which I'll run through in a bit. Already in my coat because it's the middle of summer, obviously. We're on an incoming tide. We've got to be very careful. It is coming around the back of us over here, but we can work our way back to the higher ground over there. So we just got to be careful that the tide doesn't come around behind us. So we're both keeping our eye on that. I'm keeping my eye on my rods as well. Hopefully we catch some stuff. It is actually target turbot. So this is really another installment of that, because Gordon's caught some small turbot in this area, and I've never caught a turbot, so that's what we're here for. Hopefully the sun comes out. We could do the wind dying down a bit. There's a lot of weed up at the far end, so that's why we've come down this end of the beach. I've got a seal right in front of me. I've seen a seal right in front of me. Gah. Anyway, we're fishing. We're on the beach, so I'll bring you back later. So I did have a knock on the rod. We've left it to develop a bit. I think we're going to pull it in and just check that we've got some bait there. Hopefully the seal hasn't been along to cinch my bait. So we thought this one had got a bite, so we're just going to wind in slow. We've got a gripper lead on, so we've just got to break that out. That rod nodding, I think, is just the gripper lead. I think the grip wires are still stuck out and digging in the sand. It's not dragging, but it'll create some commotion, and hopefully with a bit of commotion it may encourage a flatty to have a bite here. Could well be that I've got a huge lump of seaweed, you never know. I think the lead's now broken out, yeah. No, we haven't got anything, and we've still got both bits of bait on. Still got both bits of bait on. The gripper lead is still got its spikes up, so I think these can go out again. We just got a bit of mackerel on the circle hooks. That tide's coming in quick, isn't it? Right, let's put this back out. Don't need a massive cast here. Right. So we're having to move back quite quickly with the tide coming in. Gordon's just set the one rod up for the minute. He's brought about half a dozen rods, but each one of his rods will have about 6 hooks on it. It's never a competition. I've got both rods out. Both have got a 2-hook flatty rig on. I've got gripper leads on because I think the tide's going to be taking us quite quick today. It's going to be on the flood. In fact, it's on the flood, so it's travelling that way. That was a bit of a false alarm. We did see some nods on the rod. But there you go. Well, the sun's coming out. As you can see, Gordon's already in the water now. It's flooding this bit quite quickly. So yesterday, which will probably be the last video for you, Gordon and I took my boat out from Cruden Bay, and we found that fishing for the place and the flatties, the bites really picked up about half an hour before slack water, high tide. And just as the boat was starting to swing and go in the opposite direction, we had a good period. We got some plaice, dabs, flounder, we even picked up a haddock. But once the tide started running again and started running north, the bites really quietened off. We'd only got a short window anyway. We got about three and a half hours. The slipway that I'm using there dries right out. The harbour dries right out. So if you don't get yourself back in the harbour, it's a long time out there, or leaving the boat here overnight, which I'm not keen on. So we had to get back in. But it's the first time I've used that harbour. I can see myself doing it again. Pleasant enough to get back out on the beach today. The wind has freshened a little bit. I'm just keeping my eye on this water behind us. The gully may actually provide us with a nice area to fish, actually. You know, when we get back on the bank behind us, we can cast into this, and it may prove productive. This is going to be a bit of a bank here, so we can either cast to this to be shallow, or we can get in these gullies. I think in the gullies is the place to be. So I've got the two rods out. They're the Advanta beach casters. I think they're 13 foot. They've both got a couple of cheap reels on. Can't remember the name of those, but you've seen them before in other videos. One's got braid, and I think the braid is fishing better than the mono. But I tend to have one on mono, one on braid, just for different occasions. But today I think two braids would have been better. It's just the amount of wind that's coming across that you get a bit of a bow in the line. I'm fishing two hooks, two circle hooks on my homemade flatty rigs. And I've got little gripper leads on. I think they're about 3 or 4 ounces or something. They're not big. There isn't that much tide ripping at the moment, so I think we're okay with that. So lovely. Great to be back out. Great to be on the beach. Great to be fishing with Gordon again. I really must get some West Coast fishing in as well. There's so much to do. This year has taken such a long time to get started. As regular viewers will know, I put my shoulder out and stuff, and it felt like some of the good weather I couldn't fish, and then when I can fish, the weather is, well, it's summer, isn't it? Yeah, I can't believe I'm sat here in the middle of July with my jacket on. Maybe I'm just getting nesh in my old age. Yesterday we sat on the boat, we had the cuddy behind us, and we had the sun coming in, and we got the shelter. And it was quite nice. So we had wind against tide, and we found a bit of shelter, and it was really nice, just pleasant. Sat there listening to the waves lapping on the side of the boat, getting a few fish, having a good chat. Yeah, it's really good. So today I'm really hoping that we can get a turbot. That would be really nice, even a small example. But you won't get it unless you're here, and this is it. We're trying again. I think this is supposed to be about my 3rd go this year. So I've just had a good nod on that right hand rod. If that nods again, we'll just wind that one in. Quite a bounce on there. I could have a flounder just sat on it, you never know. Don't think that's the waves. I think I might well have something there. Gonna bring the braid rod in first. That's 2 fish, 2 flounders. So here's the first one going on its way. Just get this second one unhooked. just had to use the unhooking tool on that one, and he's away. Just had to go in with this tool. That's another lovely flounder. Super. Unhooked itself, that one. Perfect. As you can see, let's get you nice and steady there. Not sure your horizon's right. So as you can see, the tide is really ripping in, so I'm just going to go back onto the high ground there. But it's quite interesting how we're getting bites now as the fish are coming into this area to feed. And it's quite slow for the first couple of hours. The tide's come right into my tripod, so I'm going to wind these in slowly, see if we've got any fish on them. And then we'll move everything further back. So you can just see how quickly the water's coming in this channel just behind us, but we'll be quite safe on that high ground just over there. I was going to film where we'd previously been standing, but by the time we moved the rods and the box, it was underwater. So it just shows how quickly it can come round. So I just got to rescue the rods from over here. Hi. As you can see, it's fun and games. It's already filling up quite quickly here, but I think this is going to be our last move because the beach shelves up quite a bit here. We just maybe have to go back a few paces. We're a lot easier than what we've just been up to. Good job my rigger boots are waterproof. Well, it's all been a bit hectic here. Gordon has caught a turbot. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I'll see if I can get a photo or a still off his site.
Two flounder! I didn't realise that he was doing.
So just to show you what a turbot looks like, Gordon's actually got a second one there. I need to get my rods back out there, make sure I get one of these. Absolutely lovely markings, fantastic. I'll let you get that one unhooked. So I'm not doing so well here. Gordon's got the two turbot. Ah dear. Right, I'm going to get baited up. We're doing exactly the same things, using the same bait. So yeah, see if I can get one. They're here, that's the main thing, they're here. So give it another try. So I'm just having my lunch sandwich and I'm being treated to a lovely display of the gannets diving. Unfortunately, GoPros don't zoom, but just out there, you can just see these beautiful white birds with the black tips of the wings diving. So there must be a big shoal of mackerel out there. I've cast back out into the same area where Gordon got his turbot. As you do, while he's unhooking the fish, you go and put your bait in where he's just been, don't you? So with a bit of luck, I can catch a turbot too. I really love that. Anyway, I'm super pleased he's got one. It was a beautiful fish. Enjoyed the rest of my sandwich, I think. Just in case you think that's mine, it's not. I'm just litter picking on the beach. I hate to see this stuff. Another flounder. I'm getting all the flounders, and Gordon's getting flounders and the turbot. So another flounder. Got that one carefully unhooked. We had to use the tool on that one. Let's get rebaited. Keep saying that, but that's what it's about. Get the baits in the water, and maybe I'll get that turbot. So we're getting plenty of action on the flounders. I'm really pleased for Gordon. He's got these couple of turbot. I'm a little bit jealous, I have to admit, but we've got plenty more of the tide, and we can fish a bit down. So my turn may well come today. What a day! I wasn't sure it was going to be a good day. It was quite cloudy, dreek when I headed out from home this morning, but it's beautiful here, absolutely beautiful. And not a soul on the beach, not a soul on the beach. Wow. Oh, a few good nods on that rod. I'll keep my eye on that one. Yes. So a couple of good rattles on the right hand rod. Have to see what happens. I don't want to get it too quick. This is the coarse fisherman in me. You know, the minute you see a bite, I'm in there. But all the sea fishermen tell me, wait, let the bite develop. So I'm gonna have to sit on my hands for a minute and see what happens. Suspense has got to me. I'm gonna have to wind that in. I do hope this is a turbot, but I don't know. Okay. Turbot. A turbot. It's only a little one, but I've got a turbot. Oh my. Just look at that. What a fantastic fish. What a fantastic fish. I don't want to have this one out of the water too long, but oh yes, beautiful. You can just see their upward pointing mouth and the two eyes, but when this is on the sand, you just cannot see it. So there we go. I need to sort out, there's another flounder down there. I've got to sort that out as well. So mission accomplished. Target species, that's a turbot. Brilliant. Never caught one before. Got to put it back. Look at all these.
Hey!
Hey! Got him. Smile says it all. Turbot, target species, and now I want some more. Gordon's just had two on, getting wet feet. Gordon's just had two and a couple of flounders, so he's had a real good sesh. It looks like the fish are on the feed now. So I'm going to stop talking to you and get back out there for some more fish. And not forgetting the other one that was on that double shot. So it was the turbot and this lovely little one. Let's get this one back. Oh, good nod on this one. Now I've had 2 or 3 knocks on this. I think it's worth bringing it in and just checking. They're getting smaller.
That's how we do it.
It's amazing how that gave the rod such a nod.
Right.
Yeah. It's another little beauty. Back he goes. So I've just put the left-hand rod on worms now. We just got a couple of worms left. Pinched a couple off Gordon. You can probably see from behind me we're moving further and further up the beach. I think we'll be up the dunes in a bit. We've still got about an hour and a half of tide coming in. It's a really big tide today, big tide. I'm still buzzing. I'm still buzzing after getting that turbot. Wow. That's a first, so it's a PB as well, isn't it? Gordon was just saying to me, you know, there might be small fish, but the grins are huge. They really are. Yeah, fantastic. That's another beautifully coloured little flounder. Gordon's just suggested I try one of his rigs with these little pop-ups on. So it's a 3-hook rig. The hooks are slightly larger than mine, and going to put some bigger baits on and see if I can keep up with him, because he's still doing really well. I'm still catching, but not as many as he is. So I'm just looking at this backdrop behind me, and you know, what an amazing place the northeast of Scotland is. And I kind of have to remind myself of that a little bit when I'm doing that 4-hour drive just to get across the border into England. It's a long way up here. It's a long way up here into this northeast corner. And there's plenty further north up into Caithness and Orkney and Shetland. So by that way, I'm not even in north of Scotland in many ways. But it is amazing up here. It's a long old drive when you're going to see people or fish down in England, but yeah, this is what it's all about. Beautiful, beautiful. Gannet's diving behind me. Fishing's been great today. Got some seaweed on the line, I think that's what it was. We sort of fished most of the tide and avoided the weed, but just getting a few more bits of weed now. Aye, we've got a fish on. 2 fish. Double hookup and a load of seaweed. So let's get the seaweed off first. There we go. So I just got a couple of nice little flounders again. Yeah. Oop. We're going to have to get these ones unhooked. They're not very happy. Get them unhooked and put them back. Getting troubled by the weed now, which is a pain. You can actually see weed on that left-hand rod on the top. Gordon's got a few more flounders and a load of weed. Going to bring the session to a close, so I'm winding both rods in. This one's got Gordon's rig on. There's a clip-down rig.
Oh well, you'll get a shot of this one at you.
I may do. I think I've got some weed on it looking by the bend.
Oh, there's a lot of weed.
Yeah. Oh, look at all that. Just weed. Let's have a look at the other rod. We'll deal with this one in a minute. So this one's on my rig. Those gannets out there have been diving all day. I think they've probably done better than me for fish. But I haven't done too bad today. So there you go. No more fish on the last two wind-ins. Okay, we're going to draw the session to a close because there's a lot of seaweed that's getting on the line, and neither of us have had a bite for about half an hour or so, maybe. Yeah. But we've had a cracking session. So we've had plenty of fish. They've been really coming in. It's not exactly been fisher cast, but we've had plenty. You had a lovely string of.
I think it was 5. It was 3 flounders.
3 flounders and 2 turbot.
2 turbot. Aye.
How about that?
That was brilliant. Like
he's outperformed me on the turbot. I've just had the 1 turbot, and I think he's had about 4 today.
If it was a reason again, come on now. All my hooks, hundreds of hooks.
All of his hooks, all of his hundreds of hooks, yeah. But yeah, it's fished really well. I really enjoyed it. Been a great session. It's been probably some of the nicest sunny weather we've had for a long time. But, wind's been quite strong as well.
It's been a strong wind. That kind of spoiled it a bit, but we've managed to get fish.
Oh, it's been wonderful. Okay, so that's been a great session. I'm glad you've been able to come along with us. We'll be doing it again sometime soon, seeing what we can catch next. So from me, that's Tight Lines.
And I'll catch you after.
Okay, we'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.